Hey guys, it's DragonsCar44 here, and this is episode 1 of the eSports podcast. Thank you for joining me, and I have chat up on YouTube if you'd like to check that out, or if you're listening to this through SoundCloud. My YouTube is DragonsCar44, and I usually I'll live stream these along with posting them to SoundCloud if you'd like to ask questions along the way. Now, today I'm all alone for right now. Not a lot of people could really make it, so I decided to do this myself. And I'm going to talk about Stage 1, Week 1 of Overwatch League, and I will also be talking about uh, the MLG New Orleans open bracket and everything. So just sit back, relax. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. I have chat up right now. So first things first, I'm going to talk about Stage 1, Week 1 of the Overwatch League. It was Wednesday the 10th through Saturday the 13th of January. The first match of the league was the San Francisco. Hold up, it's loading up. Ah, I'm sorry. Oh no. Now my thing's being stupid. This is embarrassing. Ah, son of a gun. Hey, Shannon. Come on. Okay. Just trying to figure out some chat stuff. Once I do, that'll be perfect. Get rid of that. Keep that. Move you. So you're the whole. Alright, so first off was San Francisco Shock against Philadelphia Fusion. No, that's this week. The San Francisco Shock versus Los Angeles Valiant. A very one-sided game, it seemed like. San Francisco Shock lost against Los Angeles Valiant 0-4. First match of the day was Dorado. San Francisco Shock took 2, but Los Angeles Valiant took 3. Game 2, San Francisco Shock took 3 on Temple of Anubis, but Los Angeles Valiant took 4. Game 3, Elos. Los Angeles Valiant took 2. San Francisco Shock took 1. Game 4 in Numbani. Los Angeles Valiant took 2. San Francisco Shock took 1. To get more into Dorado, the roster for San Francisco Shock was Dak. He was playing support. Sleepy was playing support. Dante playing offense. Baby Bay playing offense. Nomi playing tank. And then Nevix was a flex altogether. Actually, I'm not going to get into that because that just seems like more trouble. Get chat back up. Bring that over here. All right. Now it's just being stupid again. I'm using my my Surface Pro to try to do a lot of this stuff. It's kind of hard to do multiple things at once, especially when you're trying to stream as well. I think the next match, if it will work with me here. It's not working with me, so I gotta do it this way. Ugh. We'll just keep that up like that. All right. The next match was the Shanghai Dragons versus the Los Angeles Gladiator. The Gladiators took it 4-0. Trying to get a little more information on that. In game 1 in Dorado, Los Angeles Gladiators took 1 while Shanghai Dragons took 0. In game 2 in Temple of Anubis, Shanghai Dragons took 1, but Los Angeles Gladiators took 2. Game 3 in Elos, Shanghai Dragons took 0, Los Angeles Gladiators took 2. In Game 4 in Eichenwald, Los Angeles Gladiators took 1, Shanghai Dragons took 0, leaving it 4-0 to the Gladiators. Shanghai Dragons put up a good fight, very close match, very close match. In the next game, it was the fan favorite Dallas Fuel against Seoul Dynasty. A very close match. Dallas Fuel took the first game 3-2 in Junkertown. Dallas Fuel almost took the second game in Temple of Anubis, but Seoul Dynasty took 6 out of 5, while Dallas Fuel took 5 out of 6. Exactly. The next game in Elos, not as close of a match, more Dallas Fuel struggling. Seoul Dynasty takes it 2-0. And then game 4 was a tie. Dallas Fuel and Seoul Dynasty on Numbani, 3-3. But Seoul Dynasty had just enough to get the win. So Seoul Dynasty wins it right there. Again, if you guys have any questions, please just let me know. I'm always open for questions. If you're not really into esports, well, I'm trying to get people into esports. So there's that. London Spitfire versus Florida Mayhem. London Spitfire took it 3-1 out of everything, but first game Florida Mayhem in Dorado took it 2-1. In Temple of Anubis, London Spitfire took it 2-1. London Spitfire also took it 2-0 in Oasis, and London Spitfire took it in Numbani 3-0. So Florida Mayhem struggling there to get some points on the board in Oasis and Numbani. Hopefully they can figure that out within the next week. The next match is the Houston Outlaws versus the Philadelphia Fusion. Very, very close match because it was overtime. Philadelphia Fusion takes it 3-2. Houston Outlaws fighting, very close matches. Philadelphia Fusion takes it 3-2 on Dorado. Philadelphia Fusion loses to Houston Outlaws on Lunar Colony 2-1. Philadelphia Fusion takes it 2-0 on Oasis. Game 4, Houston Outlaws actually takes it in Eichenwald 4-3. And Philadelphia Fusion takes it 2-0 in Lijiang Tower. Houston Outlaws definitely put up a fight, trying their best. I watched some of that, and it was a very high action, not really high action, high energy gameplay coming from there. In our next match, this is already the next day, Thursday, January 11th. It was New York Excelsior versus Boston Uprising. New York takes it 3-1 the whole series. Boston Uprising loses it to New York Excelsior in Junkertown 3-2. Boston Uprising actually wins it 4-3 in Lunar Colony. New York Excelsior takes it in Game 3 in Elos 2-0. And then in Numbani, New York Excelsior takes it 2-1. Another very good match, but it looks like New York Excelsior took more out of it. All right, next up is Dallas Fuel versus Los Angeles Valiant. This was a very interesting match to watch and hear about. And Dallas Fuel is the fan favorite. Los Angeles Valiant is I think the winners of the preseason. Los Angeles Valiant takes it 8-7 in Junkertown. Very, very close there. Good fight by Dallas Fuel. In Game 2 on Lunar Colony, no one wins it. It was a tie, 5-5. Los Angeles Valiant takes it 2-0 though in Elos. And in game 4, Los Angeles Valiant takes it 3-0 on Numbani. Los Angeles Valiant wins uh, their second match of the week, which puts them in the lead for rankings 2-0, no losses. The next match is the next day, January 12th. It was Florida Mayhem versus Boston Uprising. Boston Uprising takes the whole series 4-0. Boston Uprising takes the first game 3-2 against Florida Mayhem on Dorado. Right? Yeah, Dorado. Boston Uprising also takes it 3-2 on Temple of Anubis. Florida Mayhem just holding in there for game 3 in Eichenwald, 1-2 against Boston Uprising. And then game 4 was Boston Uprising versus Florida Mayhem in Oasis. Boston takes it 2-0. If you guys are just tuning in, this is the Overwatch League Week 1, Stage 1. I'm going over the matches, going over a little bits here and there. After this, I'll be talking about the Call of Duty MLG New Orleans and how that turned out. How's chat doing? Just Shania. All right, next match was San Francisco Shock against the Shanghai Dragons. San Francisco takes the game, takes the whole series 3-1, but in game 1, San Francisco Shock takes it 2-1 against Shanghai Dragons. In game 2 on Lunar Colony, Shanghai Dragons takes it 1-0. In game 3 in Elos, San Francisco Shock takes it 2-0. And in game 4 in Numbani, San Francisco Shock takes it 3-2. Shanghai Dragons putting up a fight up until the last second, but is unable. Is unable to get the win there. Saturday, the first match was London Spitfire versus the Philadelphia Fusion. London Spitfire takes the series 4-0. Philadelphia Fusion trying to put up a fight, but just can't seem to get any points on the board. London Spitfire takes it 3-2 in Junkertown in game 1. Game 2 on Lunar Colony, London Spitfire takes it 2-0. In Elos on game 3, London Spitfire takes it 2-0. And then London Spitfire takes it 3-0 in game 4 on Numbani. Philadelphia Fusion not trying to get some points at the board, but is unable to. Another great match after that was the New York Excelsior versus Houston Outlaws, two of my favorite teams going at it. New York Excelsior takes it 3-1 against Houston Outlaws, but in game 1, Houston Outlaws actually takes it 3-2. In game 2, New York Excelsior takes it 2-1. New York Excelsior also takes it 2-0 on Elos, and then on game 4 in Numbani, New York Excelsior takes it 3-1 against Houston Outlaws. And I believe our final match of the week was Seoul Dynasty versus Los Angeles Gladiators. Seoul Dynasty takes it 4-0. Looks like some pretty close games here. Game 1 in Jokertown, Seoul Dynasty takes it 4-3. Game 2 in Lunar Colony, Seoul Dynasty takes it 3-2. And just goes downhill from there for Los Angeles Gladiators, with Seoul Dynasty taking it 2-0 in Elos. And then Numbani, game 4, 3-0 for Seoul Dynasty. Coming up this week is actually going to San Francisco Shock versus the Philadelphia Fusions in a little less than 24 hours, my time. They will be facing off, with game 1 being in Dorado, game 2, Temple of Anubis, game 3, Oasis, and then game 4, Eichenwald. Later on in the day, it'll be Florida Mayhem versus Seoul Dynasty, with Dorado with game 1, Lunar Colony as game 2, game 3, Oasis, and Eichenwald as game 4. And our final match for tomorrow is going to be Houston Outlaws versus the Shanghai Dragons. I'm definitely going to be tuning into that. It's going to be Junkertown is game 1, Lunar Colony game 2, Oasis game 3, and then Numbani game 4. I think that will kind of conclude our little thing here for the Overwatch League for right now. I will be keeping you guys updated weekly, keeping up with the teams and how they're doing, how everything else is doing. I'm just trying to back it up, back it up, back it up. All right. Yep. That seems to be it for tomorrow. All right. Next up is going to be, sounds like a lot of these teams are doing really well. Yeah, they actually are. Overwatch League is actually something new that came into Overwatch about I think it was this year it's starting. So just because some teams are named after, there was like a bunch of different teams for Overwatch. Like Envy was pretty big when it came to Overwatch as well. Uh, yeah, but they changed it so a team has to be associated with some sort of city in the U.S. or in the UK or China or something like that. Like Seoul, I think Seoul, China, Seoul Dynasty from China. Then there's two Los Angeles teams, the Valiant and the Gladiators. I think it's North. I think so. I think one's North and one's South Los Angeles. Something like that for California. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. Like Dallas Fuel, Shanghai, Boston, San Francisco, New York, London. So I think this was a really good idea when it came to people doing stuff for teams. All right, now my little portion is oh sorry, my little portion for my favorite portion, sorry, for this is going to be talking about Call of Duty. Call of Duty is like one of my main games that I like to watch, that I like to keep track of. And this past weekend was the CWL New Orleans Open, where teams from all over, I think 250 teams came to compete in an open bracket, trying to win a chance at the winners bracket. Honestly, I think this was absolutely amazing to watch. Um, Hold up. I'm just trying to write some stuff down. Yeah, we'll just go with that. So yeah, I have some stuff up here. I wrote some stuff down. Pool play was actually a very big thing. I was watching pool play a little bit before I had to go to work. And pool play results are these teams that I will be naming out to you guys right now. Optic Gaming went 12-1, only losing one match, only losing one game within their 4 matches. So, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, 12 is the number of wins and like games that they won in their 4 matches, and the one is how many games they lost within their 4 matches. Team Caliber, the reigning champions for the not Atlanta. Oh no. Okay, MLG Dallas champions. They are the MLG Dallas champions, coming in at 12-4. FaZe coming in, FaZe Clan coming in at 7-9. Unilad, a new team, coming in at 9-10. Lightning Pandas. I want to talk about Lightning Pandas for a bit. Lightning Pandas is a new team that I recently noticed over this weekend that showed a lot of promise. They actually beat FaZe. They beat a lot of really great teams, so I think that they're a team to definitely look out for. All right, Mind Freak came in at 6-10. Evil Geniuses came in at 9-6. Team Envious came in at 7-9. Vitality came in at 6-11. Epsilon came in at 3-10. Luminosity Gaming came in at 12-3. Rise Nation 11-4. Red Reserve came in at with 6-8. GGEA Orange came in at 4-11. Enigma 6 came in at 5-12. Splice came in at 9-9. E United came in at 12-5. Echo Fox came in at 10-4. Complexity Gaming, which we haven't seen in a good year and a half now, which I'm glad to see them back, came in at 6-9. And then GGEA Blue came in at 2-12. Now watching the brackets and a little bit here and there. Hold up. I'm watching it come in a little bit here and there. Uh, if you guys haven't seen already through the stream, I am a huge Optic Gaming fan. They are one of my favorite. Yeah, right there. Optic Gaming is one of my favorite teams. I love watching Optic Gaming. After pool play came the winners bracket, which the winners bracket consisted of Team Caliber versus Rise Nation, Evil Geniuses versus E United, Luminosity Gaming versus FaZe Clan, and Echo Fox versus Optic Gaming. Now, how this works is it's a double elimination. It's always double elimination, so there's also a losers bracket. I'll get into the losers bracket stuff in a bit. But it was definitely very interesting to watching all of it go down. Uh, knowing watching some at work and stuff like that, so that was always interesting. Game one was Team Caliber versus Rise Nation. Team Caliber takes the series 3-1. So they move on to the semis. The next match was Evil Geniuses versus E United. E United takes it 3-2, very close game. So E United will faces Team Caliber. Okay, what just unplugged? I don't understand that. Okay. So Team Caliber takes it. They will be facing Team Caliber in the semis. The next game was Luminosity Gaming versus FaZe Clan. Another close game. Luminosity Gaming takes it 3-2. So they go on to the Luminosity Gaming takes it to the semis. Echo Fox versus Optic Gaming. A very big upset when it came into Optic Gaming. Echo Fox takes it 3-1. So Echo Fox goes on to the semis to face Luminosity Gaming. Team Caliber Team Caliber faces E United in the semis, and they take it 3-1, not 3-2 actually, to go into the finals. Luminosity Gaming versus Echo Fox. Luminosity Gaming takes it 3-2 to move on to the finals. So for the finals, it is Team Caliber versus Luminosity Gaming. Now to get into the losers bracket. Losers bracket came with FaZe versus Envy, Optic versus Red Reserve, Evil Geniuses versus Doom Gaming, Rise Nation versus Splice. So FaZe won their match with Envy 3-1 to move on to, I think, the quarterfinals, the quarterfinals, semis. Yeah. Optic Gaming versus Red Reserve. Red Reserve takes it 3-1. Another big upset for Optic Gaming. I was very upset, but it's still a very good teams to watch. Evil Geniuses wins their match with Doom Gaming 3-1, and Rise Nation wins against Splice 3-0. Coming in after that, it's FaZe versus Red Reserve. Red Reserve actually wins 3-0. Evil Geniuses goes up against Rise, and Rise wins it 3-0. Coming down from the winners bracket was Echo Fox and E United. So E United faced Red Reserve, and Rise faced Echo Fox. Rise won that match 3-1, and I think Red Reserve won it another 3-1 against United. So it was Red and Rise still. Rise faced Red Reserve. Very close match. Rise Nation takes it 3-2. In the finals for the winners bracket, we still have TK versus Luminosity Gaming. TK actually wins it 3-1. So Team Caliber goes into the grand finals. Luminosity comes down to the losers bracket to face Rise Nation. LG wins it. I didn't really get the score for that. So for the grand finals, it was a rematch between Team Caliber versus Luminosity Gaming, and Luminosity Gaming had to beat Team Caliber twice because it was a double elimination. Luminosity Gaming takes the first series 3-2, a very close game, back to back. And but then TK takes the second series to win it all 3-1. Luminosity Gaming takes second place. Team Caliber is your New Orleans MLG New Orleans Open champions. So they have a lot of not really stress expectations coming into MLG Atlanta coming up in March. So something that I want to talk about is Luminosity Gaming and Team Caliber. Luminosity Gaming is a great team. They have a great lineup this year, along with Team Caliber. I have not seen Team Caliber in a good few years. I think ever since there were 3D movements, and so now that it's back to boots on the ground gameplay, I'm pretty sure TK is going to be a big threat when it comes to everyone else in the brackets. Luminosity Gaming came in as second place, and I think they came in as third or fourth uh, for MLG Dallas, and I think that was a very big surprise because they announced their roster, they announced who's playing, how they're doing it, and just watching them play, they have great chemistry together. So there's no surprise that they made it to the finals. Now, sorry about that. I think TK has a lot of potential, but they seem to let how to say this. They seem to let a lot of things get to them. If they lose a series or if they lose a game in their match, it seems to affect them in some way, and that's why we see a lot of 3-2s with TK, especially in pool play. Pool play was big on those 3-2s. But once they get good communication, they have great chemistry. They go well together, and they just fight it out together. And I think it's great to see, especially when there's high stakes. There's a lot of things at stake, especially winning back-to-back championships, which is something that not a lot of teams can do, and especially since we haven't seen them since maybe Black Ops 2 Ghosts, when they were actually really good. For all the other games like Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, um, they were always kind of there, but not really. I think they finalized a good team placement, and they can definitely go far. Now, something that I noticed about E United, Clayster, who used to be the leader for FaZe, and got traded for Gunless. But Clayster doesn't know how to take a loss. Um, I think he needs to be a little more professional when it comes to it because it's not something that you really should be pissed off about. Yes, you lost. Yes, you have a lot to work on, but that doesn't mean you have to throw a little tantrum and then run off. It's always something that I've noticed about him. United is a great team. They work well together as well, and I am very, very happy to see them come together as a team. Echo Fox, definitely a surprise when it came to this tournament. No one really followed them until They actually started in the winners bracket and then beat Optic Gaming, which I don't know what was going on there, but I'm not happy. It, they were, they are, oh, sorry, they are my favorite team, and I want to see them succeed. They are COD champs for last year for Infinite Warfare, and they were doing very well in MLG Dallas along with MLG New Orleans. Um, Basically went undefeated in pool play. They were doing great, and then they just lost in the losers bracket. So I think there's something that they gotta figure out right there. Red Reserve and Rise. These are two fairly equal teams that I know will go far. That I know are going to we're going to be seeing again in the future. And along with Lightning Pandas, because Lightning Pandas has a good. Oh wow! I'm looking at their lineup right now. They have a really good lineup. They have Gunjar, Royalty, Proto, and Exotic, which are all, I think, a couple of them. Yeah, Gunjar and Royalty are COD champs, so I think that's a good thing to look for when it comes to teams. Echo Fox. Let's see. They have Facento, Assault, Sans, and Aqua. So that's why they got that far. Great players. They all work together. They're all Slayers though, which needs to change. I think that's where they went wrong. They don't need that many Slayers. They just need maybe a flexible one objective. They need some support right there. Luminosity Gaming does have Octane, John, Slacked, and JCap. All of them, I think three of them are COD champs, and they definitely show some promise. So I hope to see them win a championship in the future, or get a rematch against TK in the later days. Um, let's see, FaZe Clan, Attach Replays, Zuma, and Preza. They're all really good. Evil Geniuses with Nameless, Apathy, Eggs, and Enable. All amazing players. So I'm glad to see Evil Geniuses back on the board. But United with Clayster, Silly, Pristini, and Arcides. They definitely need to work more on communication. That's more some stuff that I saw and noticed while they were playing is definitely they need to work on their communication on map and off map. So yeah, I've been going at this for 33 minutes now. Exactly. So I don't think there's much to talk about. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below on my YouTube channel, or you guys can, I don't know if you can do messages on SoundCloud, but I'll be posting this to SoundCloud as well. My YouTube is DragonsCrowd44. My SoundCloud is DragonsCrowd44 as well. So that's pretty interesting, like the same. I'm going to see if I can get some people to do more. Like I know my friend James is all into Smite. He can do some Smite World Champs and Smite eSports some stuff. I'm gonna be keeping up with Call of Duty and Overwatch. I hear that PUBG is getting a new sport. I can see if I can find someone to do CS:GO. I might look into some Hearthstone, League of Legends. What else? Pokemon. Once the Pokemon champs come out, I'll look more into that. Try to get some information and maybe some guests on here. But thank you guys for listening in. I definitely appreciate it. Be sure to click that subscribe button or follow me on SoundCloud, and I hope to see you guys later. Thank you very much.